Hi everybody. So this is going to be a demo going over some paper relief sculptures, okay? So what we're really trying to focus in when we create our paper relief sculptures is we're going to have these cool shapes, okay? But we're going to be creating patterns, which are lines or forms or shapes that repeat. And then we are also going to be using organic, okay, some organic shapes. And when I say organic, I just mean shapes that are curvy and maybe wavy. Okay, so they're not like straight lines that are mixed together to create whatever. They're gonna be natural, okay? So very natural, not perfect. Okay, they're gonna have a bunch of points and curves. So that's what we're gonna start off with for this demo, okay? So I'm going to start drawing some organic lines that are gonna give us different shapes. I'm gonna do about 4 or 5 in here, and then I'm gonna fill each section that my lines create with different patterns and colors, okay? So I'm gonna start with a really wavy one, okay? And I'll do a zigzag over here, okay? And then maybe I'll do one that kind of just over the place, up and down. And then I want to do one more. Okay, so excuse my dried out marker. Okay, so I have these organic lines. They're all different, okay? They're not straight or diagonal, okay? They're all very different, individual from themselves, okay? So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some crayons and I'm gonna start creating some different patterns inside of each of these sections. And then after I finish filling in my patterns, I'm gonna go ahead and cut along these lines. Sorry guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut along those lines. So I know that I'm gonna use some purple, yellow. These colors look nice for me, okay? Know that I can do some circles in here. Some polka dots. Okay. Go in, make sure I fill up all my white spaces for the circles I'm creating. Okay. Just creating these kind of diagonal lines in here with patterns. Okay. And then maybe honestly, each section could be a different, you could use different colors in all of them, okay? Going in with this blue that I like. And then maybe I'll fill in some yellow on top of the blue. Cool thing about crayons is you can really see the colors mixing when you rub them together, even if it's by accident. Going to make sure I'm covering up all this white space. Trying to make sure I include some cool patterns in here. This one with some rectangles. Just some cool swirls in here. You guys can see more of what I have going on so far. Okay. And then I think for this one, I'm going to stick to something kind of just basic. So I think some cool curve lines coming up in here would be nice to follow the shape. Okay, and then I want to just use this green to outline it. And I'm going to start cutting in just a second. So where I'm going to end up cutting is I'm going to end up cutting along where I use that black marker on those lines is where I'm going to cut. Okay. Then our sculpture is actually almost done. Just cutting around. One part of our sculpture. Have another strip coming. Here's a second. when to cut. So I think that these will be a lot of fun for us. This wavy line I'm cutting is definitely a lot of fun. So just think about how you're doing your lines, because you're gonna end up having to cut around those. So these are good for our motor skills as well. And don't forget, you can use line paper. Don't have to use straight white paper. You can use construction paper, line paper, printer paper. And we will need a little bit of glue and tape for this activity to finish up putting it together. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so to create our sculpture, because right now we just have flat sheets of paper, you're gonna need a second sheet of paper, and I'm gonna use this purple sheet, but like I said, you can use white paper. I'm just using this because it was closest to me, and I want to make sure I'm using my construction paper and I don't waste it. This is the base of my sculpture, and all we're gonna do for each sheet, okay, you can use a little bit of tape or glue. I'm gonna line up my strips for my tape. All right. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna figure out where you want to put it. Okay. Do a little folding back, right? And I'm gonna slide a little bit of tape, as you guys can see, down right here. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now what makes this the sculpture is you have to make sure that you give it enough room so that it can pop up. So you're not gonna tape it or glue it flat to your sheet of paper. You're gonna make sure that it can stand, okay? So you're gonna find different places where you wanna put each part of your sculpture together, okay? And it'd be cool if they were kind of overlapping, okay? So all I'm doing is just figuring out where I want to put this, okay? Each of these. Maybe some will be under one another, but still popping up, okay? So the closer, the more shape you get. The more shape you get. I'm just doing this, okay? So I'm just kind of figuring out, looking to see, hey, where can I put this at? Where can I put that? And then we are all done in just a second.